Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. It's been quite an eventful day. Yes, I had a lot of work to do, but I couldn't just keep my eyes off Twitter. I just like, oh, what's happening now? What's happening now? What's happening? It was hard. It was really hard, but I got through it. Got work done, yeah, I know there had a couple of people wanting me to come on a stream or something. I apologize. It was kind of a tough day, but got through it, and amazingly so. Got through dinner as well, amazingly so. No, could not join the vodka stream, unfortunately. But as of this, right, I think they're at the tail end of it. I think I kind of listened to a bunch. There's like, you got to put your phone down. Okay, fine. I'll put my phone down. Put my phone down. But definitely a lot of stuff happened today. But before I get into Zack Snyder's Justice League stuff, I'm going to have to thank my newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Whoops. Let me put that above. Yeah. Let me see. I have to thank my newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you to Noomski, DJ and producer. Oh, you're a DJ and producer. That's really cool. And also Don Allen NCA. I don't know what that means, but thank you so much for joining as the newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show family. Also, thanks to all the subscribers as well. And all the other members as well. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get into it. This Friday, Aloha Friday, Zack Snyder's Justice League. We'll start off with the Valiant Award winner, Zack Snyder. The whole, I was going to say Hawaii Hollywood Critics Award, and it was really cool. He had a great 2-minute speech. And I'll link that speech for you down below so you can listen to the whole thing. It's great to see him recognized by the Critics Association, and it's great to see him be that. Another director who you're all familiar with is Birds of Prey Blockbuster Award winner Cathy Yan. She got an award for the at the show as well. But it was quite a lot. There was quite a bit of a show there. So I'll link the entire show in the description below so you can go ahead and check out that show as well. But congratulations to Cathy Yan, and congratulations especially to Zack Snyder, which is what this whole show is going to be about, because there is a lot to cover in terms of this. As you know, this movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League, is coming out, I don't know, pretty soon, pretty soon. And so there's been a lot of different drops, including Zack Snyder's Justice League, the official account, dropped a GIF with the Clark Kent emoji there. And if you notice this, yes, indeed, he does have the shirt rip. He's gonna do the shirt rip. That was not okay. I don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure this is scenes that are directly from Zack Snyder's Justice League, so it does look like Zack Snyder is going to use the shot that he did shoot. He did shoot this, but the reason why we were kind of wondering, especially when I was on a vodka stream, I'd say like it was like a year ago, and we were talking about the shirt rip. The consensus was that that was a studio thing. That was it wasn't going to end like that. It wasn't going to end on a happy note per se, or because we kind of knew about the whole nightmare situation, but it looks like things may change. In fact, we're going to talk about it, but the storyboards that I read, I read the entire thing, but the storyboards I read, that the entire thing does start off Justice League 2 as there are all the league is already formed, and he is Superman and everything, and so on and so forth. So this would actually make sense for that. But what's also confusing is that in that Justice League storyboard, they do say, in the storyboard, it does say that he was never Clark again. He's just Superman. He's never Clark again. So, but in this, he is Clark. He takes off his glasses and he does the shirt rip, and he's in the blue and red, in which Zack also said for his Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's going to be all black until later on when he fully earns the red and blue. So the question here, which had a lot of discussion on what is exactly happening here. I don't know if I can pause it. I can pause it. Cool. So this shirt rip, is it going to reveal the black suit? Is it going to be the blue and red suit? Is it going to really end on a happy note and then something happens and there's a cliffhanger? Does this actually happen beforehand? Is he Clark, or is he just Superman? What's happening here? Or is this not even in the movie at all? like I said, we all know, everybody knows Zack shot this, but not everybody knows, but most people know that Zack shot for the studio and for himself. He shot 2 different versions, right? Enough for 2 big movies. And we always thought that this was the version that they told him to shoot. Like, this is they want that hope and optimism version, and so they made him shoot this version. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Not too long. I mean, it really is only, 10 days for me and a whole bunch of other people, but not too much longer than that. Only 13 days for the rest of the world. So, and also, I think there's even some showings before the virtual premiere. So, good luck and happy for those guys. But so that is a particular discussion that I've been having today, and it's very interesting. And I'm eager to find out more. That's why I was like, I wanted to make time to go on the vodka stream, but Fridays nowadays are pretty difficult. I'm just gonna say Fridays are now kind of difficult for that. But then there's another GIF with some new scenes in here that are never seen before, like that shot. Like, what is that? We know what it is. But him standing on there, him turning around, and Cyborg's there. What are they looking at? Is this like, is this the boom tube event where he looks into the boom tube opens, or are they looking at Steppenwolf? What are they looking at here? It does look like he's a little worried, a little bit worried, but he's also flying up. And I think, I didn't see that, but it looks like a very quick shot of the moon coming down. So I'm guessing he's going out into space and regenerating or gathering all the power from the sun as he's back, right? He just put on the suit. And that's from the clip that we saw this morning. This is the clip. Oh, no, this is something else entirely. So this is Superman with the red beam eyes, and it's got a little bit of an interesting music here. Let me see if I can play it. Okay. That was loud. But it does, it is sounding epic. I think that's a junkie score, I would imagine. Would be a junkie score. Him here, he's flying up in the sky for some reason. I have no idea. This is the ending battle, though. And then him landing in the Heroes Memorial, and people are taking a shot at him. Now, I made a kind of not really snide remark, but it's a truthful one, I would say. I don't know why people are laughing at that, but I said Kal-El versus Sam Benjamin, and I'm like, and people were like, Green Lantern? What do you mean? I didn't say Green Lantern. I said Sam Benjamin. Wasn't he already revealed to be a soldier? A soldier at Heroes Memorial Park, I thought that was already revealed. So that's why I'm saying the soldiers are shooting him. That's something we never really saw in the Justice League, right? The army taking him on, right? And Sam Benjamin plays a army dude, and a grunt, right? He's over there shooting at him. So that's why I said Kal-El versus Sam Benjamin. I don't know why people are laughing, but yeah. So that's what's going on here, and that's something that we'll definitely get to see in the movie now. And here, Superman coming down, protecting Cyborg, and this happened so fast I didn't see it, but this guy is kicking that motherfucker. This is Sparta. This is Krypton. Oh no, that's not Krypton, but this is Earth, whatever. But yeah, him kicking, you don't see that often. I think he does it a couple times. Like the Christopher Reeve version does it a couple times, I'd say. I think he kicked Nuclear Man and Non, I believe. But yeah, but not very often you get to see him kick, so this is a cool thing to see him just okay, and then him flying up, shooting up into space, which you see in the clip where he's walking towards the scene. And I have a whole semi breakdown of that in the link up there if you want to see my reaction to that little teaser that dropped this morning. Superman lasering, punching down, and probably I think Steppenwolf and also hitting Steppenwolf as well. So definitely these are some exciting gifts and clip, and it's showing quite some really, really intriguing, cool stuff. All right, well, let's get a little bit further into that, the conversation I want to have about this, walking through this through the scout ship here. Now, the one thing that's different, I don't have the entire thing, shoot. There was one with the red and blue suit, and it's a bright red and blue suit over here. But that's not the topic of conversation, because we already know that this is the Justice League version, the deleted scene. I mean, I call it Justice League, but it was on a DVD, and it was the deleted scene. But even in the deleted scene, they moved this suit from the front, that was red and blue, towards the back, so that that suit is in place of this suit. And when you watch the clip, he comes up to this point, you don't see the other two suits, and the thing just ends. And then it goes to him just looking at this new suit, which, you know, in retrospect, when you're looking at the clip, it seems like he's looking at this suit, right? So he doesn't get to go as far as these four suits, you know, past the four suits. He only goes past two suits in the deleted scene, and the suit over here was changed from, you know, this to this. So that's I thought that was kind of a, I don't know why, but it's like they're really trying to hide the fact that there's more suits for whatever reason. But the real deal is that there is that suit, which we've seen in Man of Steel. There's this suit, which is really interesting. Now, this is the one I want to get into, and I said Supergirl only because I don't know if it's Supergirl, but I'm thinking this is a Kryptonian ship, right? This is the Kryptonian ship, and this is the scout ship. And it's not Fa'Ora's ship. Okay, people keep saying, well, that's just Fa'Ora's suit. Well, Fa'Ora, she's gone. I mean, did she go to the Phantom Zone and leave her suit behind and just flew into a scout ship that she never even been on, only Zod, and left her suit there? That just sounds absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So no, that's not Fa'Ora's suit. I'm sorry. That's definitely not. But there are some other things I wanted to share, because this is such a fascinating thing, and I think I posted it out. Let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. So I tweeted this out. No, it's not Fa'Ora's suit, because this wasn't her ship, and she took her suit with her to the Phantom Zone. This suit belongs to the person from that open pod, a female Kryptonian from the scout ship. Red cape, right? And then I don't have a good picture here, but like I think Liz Wonder actually had a good one, really high def. You can actually see that this is blue, this is gold, and this is blue. So it's an armor over blue, a blue suit, and definitely a red cape, and it's definitely a female suit. Now people are saying, well, isn't that Fa'Ora? Well, Fa'Ora was black. You know, Fa'Ora was all black. Her cape was black. Everything. This was like more silver. In any case, she had a gold one too, but it was still black. But that was like she wore in the Krypton. But once again, this is the scout ship. This is a scout ship. The scout ship would have suits prepared for the occupants or whoever went through this channel, right? Because as you know, Mr. Dave Avery says, what I want to know is, does the ship make suits when it detects a Kryptonian? Because if so, the ship can feel his presence. See, so when Flash is moving the body of Kal-El through the thing, it detects his presence. So all these suits start coming out, right? And there is a suit specially for him. So now we know this is the blue and red because they're going through that way. But there's one right behind Flash that was probably meant for the occupants of the scout ship. And as you know, and I don't know how much, you know, Zack is going to incorporate, incorporate the, incorporate the prequel comic, which has Kara Zor-El within the ship. He keeps saying that there's someone in that open pod. You know, that's the interesting part, right? He won't tell who that is, but there is another Kryptonian, right? And so if that scout ship held, it'll be easy to just put a male suit there, and then we would never question it. But it's right there for us to see that there's some female suit, blue, I might add, with yellow armor outing, because you know, Superman's suit, just like Jor-El. Okay, we see Jor-El in Man of Steel, and he jumps, he takes off everything, he jumps into the pool, the vat, to pick up the codex, right? That essentially is like his under armor, and then the armor goes on top of this. So that's what I'm thinking Superman's suit is. Superman's suit is really just his under armor. He took off all the metal pieces. You see Zod do it too. He takes off all the metal pieces. It's just the suit inside. So I could say that is Supergirl with the metal outer layer that she can probably take off, and then it will be the blue under, and then the red cape, and it's the female suit. So what am I trying to, I don't even have to, I can't believe nobody's talking about this. People are just like, oh, that's 4-Aura. It's like, why would 4-Aura's suit be in a scout ship that she has never been in? Go back and watch Man of Steel. She has never been in there. Only Zod. Zod has been in there. Kal-El has been in there. And the original occupants of the ship, including the person that's not in that open pod. Okay, that's like, am I going nuts here? Is people not putting 2 and 2 together here? I think that's Supergirl. I think that's Kara's suit, and I think she's going to one day claim it. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. But I think that's something that's hers. That's where I'm going to go with that. That's where I'm going to go with that, and I think that's going to be pretty awesome to see. So I don't know if it's going to be revealed at all or talked about at all in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I hope so. But I can't wait to find out. I really can't wait to find out. So going forward, there's some cool stuff too. Total Film had a huge article that I'm about to read, but I wanted to put this out there because Rand here, Logan TT, put out a picture of Darkseid from the trailer, right? From the first original, I think the Hallelujah trailer. And this is what he looked like. And everybody was like, oh, he's not really finished yet and stuff like that. Well, this is what he looks like in that Total Film magazine. So you can definitely see there is a humongous amount of improvement from this to this. The skin, the texture, the lighting, the eyes are just creepy as hell, but he looks amazing. He looks 100% more realistic for sure. And this is an amazing, just amazing upgrade from the last time we saw him in the Hallelujah trailer. So there's definitely a lot of improvements. I don't know if there's a lot of improvements. I'm wondering if there's more improvements as whenever they took this shot to how much they, really did a little bit more fine tuning before we get to see it next week. Is it next week? No way. Oh my God! No, it's not next week. I'm sorry. Woohoo! I go wrong. 2 more weeks. a little less than 2 weeks. All right, but Zack Snyder's Justice League soundtrack album details was also fully dropped by the Junkie XL himself. I was gonna say Dave. I meant Tom Hokenberg. So the full details of the soundtrack album for Zack Snyder's Justice League have been announced. The album features the film's original music composed by Tom Hokenberg, aka Junkie XL, as we all know. There's going to be a song to the Siren by Rose Betts and a Hallelujah song by Alison Crow. The soundtrack will be released digitally on March 18th by Water Tower Music. So when the movie officially comes out, we can get it. 2 tracks, The Crew at War Power and Middle Mass, are already available to stream or download now. And of course, that's the credits for Zack Snyder's Justice League. But here it is. Here's the tracks, the list of the album. By the way, before I scroll into that, if you don't want to know the tracks, when I'm reading it, I can't tell what's going on either. But for the sensitive folk, skip to the, I'd say just when you don't see the screen anymore, and then when I get to the next one, I guess. But if you're still here, the tracks are down here. I'm not going to read them all. But this is Song to the Siren, and it just goes through all. But notice how many tracks are there. There are 54 tracks, man. 4 hours, 54 tracks. This is amazing. But it could probably, if you read it carefully, you may be able to try to figure out what's exactly is going on here and what is not. But if you want to take a look at that, I'll put the description for this, filmmusicreporter.com, little article in the description below. So that is the full album details for that. Okay, now the Total Film magazine. It came out. Large articles. They only took snippets for it online, of course, because they want you to read the article. And it's this page here, A League of His Own, Justice League returns for another round, but not as you've seen it before. In an exclusive interview, director Zack Snyder tells Total Film how his version of the superhero team-up got an unlikely reprieve. Okay, so I was able to get into a little bit closer here. So Spotlight, not seen the theatrical cut of 2017's Justice League yet? Don't worry. Neither has the man credited as its director. Although Zack Snyder worked on DC's superhero team-up from its inception, he left the movie long before it hit cinemas. He hasn't felt obliged to watch it since. Justice League was supposed to be Snyder's answer to Marvel's Avengers, an epic crossover bringing together Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and DC's other biggest capes to fight off extraterrestrial bad guy Steppenwolf. It was also the continuation of a story Snyder had started with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. But a combination of family tragedy and creative differences with studio Warner Brothers prompted Snyder's departure. The movie was shepherded to release by replacement helmer Joss Whedon, and subsequently very different to the one the 300 and Watchmen director had originally conceived. Snyder's version seemed set to remain one of Hollywood's great what-ifs, something to file alongside Edgar Wright's Ant-Man and Chris Miller and Phil Lord's Solo: A Star Wars Story. Fans refused to let it go, however, and the release Snyder Cut hashtag started to gain traction on social media. Eventually, the fan movement was strong enough to persuade Warner Bros. To put out the alternative, original version of the movie on its new HBO Max streaming service. This 4-hour behemoth would dwarf Whedon's 120-minute cut. Because I've never seen the theatrical of Justice League, I don't know exactly from what my movie is in that movie, Snyder tells Total Film, but I have heard from people who were on my crew and then continued on with Whedon. There was about an hour of reshoots, so I guess they used about an hour of my footage and then pretty much touched every shot, whether it was for ADR or whatever. I think my movie is a chance to get into the characters, and the story beats a lot more. The original plan was absolutely being twisted during production, but I was there to fight them. Even though there was a pressure on me to make it funnier and lighten it, I would persist as much as I could to keep the tone as much as I could. I added a bunch of things for them, and I was always careful to make sure I covered things both ways, so that it didn't affect the movie story-wise. It was my hope that in post-production, I'd be able to force my will upon them, and I think I covered that in another video. But Snyder never made it to that point. After the tragic death of his daughter, Autumn, in 2017, he decided to stand aside. And Whedon, who had previous experience of wrangling super teams from the first two Avengers movies, stepped in as an uncredited director. After what happened with my family, I was slightly crushed and my will was kind of broken a bit, says Snyder. Upon my leaving the movie, there was a feast that went on. I left it open, and the studio operated with impunity at that point, I guess. But Snyder's association with the Justice League wasn't over. The hashtag Release the Snyder Cut captured a wave, and while not all the conversation was wholesome, with toxic elements of fan entitlement coming to the fore, there were also plenty of positive sides to the movement. In fact, the campaign has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I guess there was this sort of unprecedented passion, says Snyder. It's hard to put your finger on the exact moment when the tide turned. A lot of the fan campaign was for suicide prevention with their fundraising and all that. That allowed the movement to not just be this fan-centric thing where they're saying it'd be cool to see the movie. I think it was something that they felt was more important than just a movie. Putting out a lost director's cut of a superhero blockbuster isn't unprecedented. Richard Donner's version, the Christopher Reeve, starring Superman 2, was released on DVD in 2006, but it's still an unconventional move for a major studio. Then again, with a new streaming service to promote and a movie that few loved on the big screen, it starts to seem less of a gamble. Whedon's brand is also now tarnished after Cyborg actor Ray Fisher's allegations about the director's behavior during reshoots led to an internal investigation. Yet even when Warner Bros. And HBO Max agreed to foot the bill to turn Snyder's incomplete cut into a movie, unconfirmed reports placed the cost in the region of $70 million. Even Snyder was reticent about returning to a project he left 3 years earlier. I knew how much work it would be, he admits. I'd seen that fans were into it, and I posted a bunch of stuff for them on social media, but never with the aim to actually release the movie. Finishing my version of a film was going to be a huge undertaking. I guess they're okay. And I didn't know that there was an appetite from the studio. I mean, it's good for HBO Max and it's a cool thing, but I don't know how good it is for the powers that be who made the decision to change the movie the way they did, you know? So that means like they didn't want to do it. Of course, Warner Bros. Yeah, so it's kind of like, what do they want? What do they think? So obviously, Warner Media, AT&T really made them greenlight it. The good news was the cut was pretty much complete, Snyder continues. It was just a matter of trying to get the visual effects sorted. We felt like 80 or 90% of the effect shots we did have never been seen, and there were some sequences that we were able to expand a little bit because we were kind of able to dive back into it. But I'd say that it's pretty much the cut that I had finished in late December, early January 2016 or 2017. As well as working on new effects shots, Snyder brought back some of the cast for additional photography to fill in some holes in the narrative. These extra bits aren't quite as substantial, however, as the rumor mill may have suggested. We only shot a little bit of material, 2 small scenes. It's a 4-hour movie with maybe 8 to 10 minutes of new photography. Oh, 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, I thought it was only like 4. We shot it over the course of 3 days, and on stage, it was great to be with the cast again and again, but it wasn't a big... the next page. It wasn't a big reshoot. It was a weird reunion because it's been almost 5 years. The new material features scenes with Jared Leto's version of the Joker, whose only previous screen appearance had been in 2016 Suicide Squad. Gotham's had been part of Prince of Crime. Okay, anyway, been part of Snyder's original plans, but like Superman's black outfit and Darkseid, who would have been the lead villain in the planned Justice League follow-up, he's a sort of addition that gets the DC fan base salivating. Okay. Adding the Joker was a thing I had wanted to do, Snyder reveals, because frankly, the ultimate conflict in a universe where Batman exists is for him to confront the Joker. I was afraid that if this was the last Justice League with Ben Affleck's Batman and Jared, it would be remiss if I couldn't figure out a way for them to come into conflict. Also, it was a wish of mine to bring Joker into the continuing storyline. I hinted at it in Batman v Superman when you see Batman's gun in the post-apocalyptic world. It has a Joker playing card taped to it. This has a little bit to do with that concept. For Snyder, several years away meant the rare chance to edit a movie with a degree of separation. It was like I was watching the movie for the first time, it says. Normally, you're too deep in it, so you can't see it, but this was just fun to watch, and I enjoyed it. The DC Extended Universe has also been through big changes in Snyder's absence. Although Batman v Superman Justice League felt like the express version of Marvel's slow build to the Avengers shared universe, Warner has since shifted their priorities to focus on standalone franchises for the distinguished competition's roster of heroes. Since Snyder wrapped on Justice League, Patty Jenkins' 2 Wonder Womans and James Wan's Aquaman have given Diana Prince and Arthur Curry their own spotlight. Did the subsequent movies change how Snyder looked at the characters? In a lot of ways, I view this movie on its own, said Snyder. I love Patty, and I think she's done an amazing job, and James has done a great job. They've made their own movies, but I just thought, I'm going to stay the course that I thought was cool. There's a bunch of stuff I do differently than what they do, but I just think of Justice League as its own thing at this point. It exists kind of on its own. Which raises an important question for anyone who's ever followed a superhero franchise on screen or in comics. Which one is canon? I think fans would say that my movie is canon, and the rest are off canon, but that's just me, Snyder laughs before getting slightly more serious. For me, there's a trilogy of films that I sort of lean on. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League are a continuity, and within that 3-movie arc, there is a consistent tone. Frankly, it was meant as the primer for another 2 Justice League movies. Not that those movies are ever going to get photographed. I don't see that happening, and it stays true to that concept. It was meant to be a Lord of the Rings and not a one-off. That's the one I think about. That's the way I think about it. The Lord of the Rings analogy is appropriate in more ways than one, seeing as a new look Justice League's 4-hour duration will be comparable to that of the Oliphant-sized Return of the King extended edition with a buttock numbing runtime like that. It's no surprise that there's some back and forth over whether HBO Max will release the film as a single movie or a 4-part miniseries. While Snyder was up for the miniseries option, he sounds equally cool with the final decision to tell the story in one. I think it was just down to legal issues, he explains. We were saying it was going to be 4 parts, and I guess the lawyers couldn't figure out how to make that work with the contracts and all the actors. It's not that big of a deal to me. I made it as a 4-hour movie. It's fine to exist that way. I just thought it would be easier to view. But the movie's always been chaptered. I broke it up so it's pretty easy to watch in the sense that you can always add a chapter break if you need to go to the bathroom or get some popcorn. However, people watch his Justice League. For Snyder, it feels like a full stop on a journey that had been destined to remain forever incomplete. It's about the relationship and catharsis I've been able to experience collectively with the fans, Snyder says, then also artistically to be able to right a ship you thought was kind of tipped. It's been an incredible feeling of completion that I hopefully share with the world, just being able to kind of put it to bed and move on. All right, so Zack Snyder's Justice League is on HBO Max from March 18th in the US and coming soon to the UK. So, and here are some of the pictures that was shared on that article, and I've already shared some of that stuff there as well. So that's pretty much it. That was all the big news about that total film, all the article that was in there. Pretty much a lot of things we already know were some interesting, cool little things that maybe people may have forgotten as well. So I thought that was a great thing. I think as we get more and more into Zack Snyder's Justice League, there's definitely going to be more people talking about, want to know more about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he's going to have to do a lot of interviews probably at that. So, but there's an update on the Zack Snyder's Justice League exhibit in Dallas, AT&T. This is the one that had all those storyboards that I didn't show you, but, starting to think that maybe I should just throw it out. But it has been shut down by Warner Brother Pictures due to stuff leaking, storyboards, no official reopening date as of now. This fellow and Jack Jensen, and they're there now, so this is what the outside looks like. Zack Snyder's Justice League, an exclusive exhibit, Max Original. You can see a down plane here. I just noticed that. That's interesting. So this was going to be a cool little exhibit. They're going to have all the mannequins with the suits and stuff like that, and also storyboards. And within the exhibit, there's this little message here. Zack Snyder's Justice League is a colossal continuing chapter of a series of DCU films whose narratives explore the possibility brought by an awakening human legacy and the gift of responsibility brought to us by free will. Stories are change machines, dreamscapes that contain both the path taken and the unrealized possibility of all other foregone ways. Stories give us a space to listen and the ability to wake to a new understanding of what is being asked of us, all the heavens and all the hells we carry within us. More than just a summation of these initial films, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Snyder's Vision ask us to examine our contributions to these stories we engage with and the world we make possible when our human story is realized. Stand, fight, discover, heal, love, and win. And interesting, Change Machines, that's an actual chapter title in Zack Snyder's Justice League if you want to dive deep into that. But let's talk about the storyboards, right? We had the storyboards that were leaked out. Dave the Film Junkie was able to go, Zack Snyder and Ray Porter went on Dave the Film Junkie show just, tonight. And I wanted to share, I don't know if they're still going on, but I'm going to pull up this little clip of Zack Snyder actually talking about the storyboards.
Everybody keeps going, storyboards!
Listen, I'll say one thing. Let me just say one quick thing.
Before you leave.
And then I gotta go.
Yes.
I think the main thing to remember is when that was written, there's dates all over it.
Yeah.
And I think the important thing is that it was constantly evolving. That was like a snapshot of where the story was. And I'm not right? Yes, that is in the broad strokes, that is that's a very good idea about what I had planned, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think in the micro, it's very what we were going to actually shoot. What it actually evolved into was very is very different than what that is. But I just really felt like that was a really great sort of window into the process, you know, and window into the way we were planning and how we put it together. And and it really, you know, and fun for everyone to kind of. I know that people were mad, like, oh, it's spoilers, but in the end, it's not really spoilers.
It's not.
For two reasons. It's not spoilers. For one, if you didn't get it, there's a really good chance that's your best shot at ever seeing the sequel to Justice League. So enjoy it for that reason. So like, if you're mad at it, you could like maybe don't look at it right away, but then after you watch the movie, you could read that and be like, okay, I've seen the sequel. But the truth is you haven't, because it's not really up to date with what Justice League became. So but still pretty crazy.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I literally like, and I haven't put together the video, but I actually read all of those boards like a storyteller kind of thing. That's I'm gonna work on.
You got Ray to do that. That would be
oh my God, Ray, you should.
Why didn't I narrate that? Where was
Oh my God. I mean, there are people out there that literally like, you know, wrote everything out in nice little PDF forms. We'll send you the script, you know, you just read it out in that beautiful voice right there. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know if you've read some of those boards. It gets pretty, it gets pretty awesome. I mean, there's so many times where you're just like, fuck, man, I want to see this. You know, you and Terrio, and then of course Jim Lee doing the little doodles, man. I'm
like I said, and that was, I mean, you know, full disclosure, that was lettered by Jeff Johns. That's Jeff Johns' handwriting.
Yes. Oh, okay. So he wrote all that.
He wrote it down. He wrote it down.
Interesting. So, and then he was like,
those were up in my office, right? That was those whole, like, I don't know. Remember those pictures I had? There's a couple of pictures of me or of my big giant office at Warner Brothers where I had the dry erase on that motorized, on this big motorized, the board was motorized, would go down into the ground. So when I was working on it, we would hide it down. So if people came in the office, I would hide it so they couldn't see it because I didn't want anyone to know what we were doing.
Jeez.
And then when they left,
probably the coolest office I've ever seen.
And it would come up out of the ground.
That's amazing.
Okay, well, damn it. God damn it. That would have been something. I like the white boards where he talked about the white boards. Wow. What is that, right? That's cool. Just, you know, hide the goods, man. Wow, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's like I said, you know, yesterday. Was it yesterday when I read the whole thing? I think I did. When I read the whole thing, I told you it's not really spoilers. I mean, the outline, maybe the backbones of it is real, but it has changed since then. It has. If there was ever going to be another sequel, it would not be like that. It would be different. Like I said, Deathstroke Joker probably replaces Deadshot in a ways. And if he talks about we're going to get the Nightmare right in Justice League 2, that means a lot of the Legion of Doom may not even exist anymore. I don't know. I'm not sure. Bruce and Lois might not even be a thing anymore. You know, there was a lot of changes to that. So, but it's something for you to peruse at, something that was his original idea. Now, he does say it's lettered by Jeff Johns, but he says lettered by Jeff Johns, meaning Jeff Johns, Jim Lee, and him sat in a room with those whiteboards, and Jeff Johns was writing it as Zack was explaining what's going to happen, and Jim Lee was doodling how the pictures went. So it was a collaboration at that point, but like I said, it was still at that point in time wasn't Jeff Johns' rodeo. Once he got to that position of being the head honcho, that's when he was like, let's change everything. Let's do this, let's do that. But before then, he was just like a collaborator, writing it down as those were kind of Zack's thoughts and everything. This was still Zack's idea, and Jim Lee did the doodling of the drawings, and Jeff Johns wrote it out with his own hands. So, so it makes you really wonder. That the amount that he wanted to change so bad, he must have been really like, he couldn't wait to do it because he knew what was going to happen. He knew what was going on. He couldn't wait to change it. He couldn't wait to throw it all out. Oh man. I mean, just to realize that that's the guy in the room who knew the whole plan, and he had to go along with it because he wasn't in that position yet. And then when he got to that position, he just chucked it out. Just chucked it out. Oh my God. What a douche. But, I would also say, it's not just him. The executives as well, Warner Brothers executives at the time, and probably still yet, did not like that version either. And for weird, I mean, that was a scope. That was a huge scope. But then again, things have changed, maybe for the better. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But it looks like if that was ever to happen, and he said if there was not going to be a sequel, at least we had that to see and see what could have been if they had continued along with the plan for the entire Justice League arc. So there you have it. Congratulations again to Zack Snyder for winning that award, and thanks for going on Dave the Film Junkie Show, man. I really hope. I know they were kind of talking about hinting at maybe like Ray Porter could go down, and he said, Dave, where do you live? And I'm like, I saw that for a moment. I wanted to scream. I even chatted like, get Dave to your house. Get him in your house. He's right there in California. The fucker's in California, he's right there. He's in Hollywood land, pretty much. He's right there. So, but I don't know. Hopefully Dave gets an invite. That would be so sick. That would be pretty awesome to see that. So, but that's awesome for him to continue on. I think he's going to be on some other shows or some whatever, and he's going to be at the virtual premiere as well. And there's going to be kind of cool things that are going to be there, I guess. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to what else we're going to have other than the movie. And of course, maybe see the cast or something like that. But exciting stuff indeed for Zack Snyder's Justice League as we get into the weekend. Tomorrow, by the time you see this, maybe 6 hours from by the time you see this or whatever, basically tomorrow morning for me, Saturday morning, I guess we could say that, is going to be another teaser. I don't know what that teaser is. I'm thinking it may be Wonder Woman because it's kind of like the Trinity. You're going to start off with the Trinity. But we don't know where we can go from here. I'd say around tonight, if an emoji starts going out for a certain character, that usually indicates who the next character that's coming out is. And my guess is Wonder Woman. I don't know. I really don't know. But so, don't know who that is, but there's going to be another teaser. I'm going to do another reaction to that. I can't wait to see it. I'm so stoked. This is incredible. It's going to be an incredible 2 weeks. I don't know what to do with myself after that, though. Yeah, I really don't. All right. Let's get into the members' comments and questions now. Got quite a few here. Let's see. Massive congratulations, Chris. If anyone deserves to see the screening, it's you. Well, thank you very much. You're one of us and have been our voice for years. No spoilers after the 15th, please. Your facial expressions and cussing will tell us everything we need to know. Yeah, I'm going to try to... I may film my reaction as it's playing, and you can't see the screen. You'll just see me. But yeah, and I'll try to cut out any parts that seems like a spoilers if I, run my mouth or something, but definitely I'll do some type of reaction to it. I think I can because the embargo lifts on that day. Amparo, hello Chris, do you think you can add CC closed caption to all your videos? Actually, it is on all my videos, but if you watch it too early, it may not be active. It has to process all that and then the CC comes on. But for all of them, like if you watch it right now, it should be it's automatically thrown in there. So it should be on. And it definitely should be on. But last night's video was super long, so it might have took a while to really get it going. Wow, just wow. I still can't believe why Warner Bros. Would say no to this. Now that it's out, let's hope we get the entire Snyderverse back. Me too. No words. Sensory overload. Slow clap, Chris. Slow clapping. That was an epic reading. Thank you, Chris. Warner Brothers picture sucks. I hate them and Jeff Johns. And it's kind of funny when he said, fuck Jeff Johns, when it was Jeff Johns who actually had to write that by hand. But again, it's not entirely his idea. It was not entirely his idea. That was an epic. Thank you, Chris. Fuck, these storyboards rock. Life is not fair. We were cheated. There is a solution. I say we don't need films. We need a streaming series. These ideas are gargantuan ideas. All of these unused plot ideas, scripts, and visuals could be repurposed and modified for a series. If you remember the old JL animated series from the early 2000s that was once on a Cartoon Network, that was a show that had multi-part story arcs that focused on specific JL characters with other JL members guest starring in the story. For example, the 3-parter Secret Origins from JL, the animated series, was an origin story for the Martian. So I feel that taking these generic templates and changing them around is the key. So that Deathstroke Batman plot featuring Riddler, Arkham Asylum can still happen. Flash with the Captain Code, Thomas Wayne. I'm just briefly going through. I say we can all agree that here's the reason why this DC film versus the turd that it's been for the past 3 years. We can now look at Shazam, Wonder Woman 84, Aquaman, and Birds of Prey as alternate continuity now. I have said many times and argued with people that there was this case, but now that Zack confirmed it, I feel so much better. Warner Brothers and Warner Media has an opportunity to make this right. Jeff Johns, John Berg, Toby Emmerich, Kevin Tsuchihara, and the rest of those Warner Brothers idiots really screwed up, and everyone knows that. The industry knows that. Walter Amato was brought in to clean up the mess, but his goal from the start has been to protect Jeff and further Jeff's vision. Fortunately for us, Ray Fisher has held everyone accountable, and we all know what really happened. So AT&T, Warner Media, and Warner Brothers Pictures have the chance to make this right. What the old Warner Brothers leadership did to Snyder was fucking wrong, heartbreaking, and stomach-turning. But the powers that be have the chance to make it right again. Let's see what they do. If they let critics influence their decisions in 2016 to diverge from this plan, they can now stop listening to those fucking critics and listen to the fans for once. Restore the Snyderverse. Congrats, DJN. Your video was a little late today, Chris. I was getting worried. Yeah. It was just a long video, and because I'm now filming in 1080 60 frames per second, I guess processing power just takes a hit. I mean, YouTube, it takes very long. I was even worried. At that point, I was so tired, I wanted to go to sleep, and it was already at 12, and so I just scheduled to go at 1, and I don't think it even went out at 1. I think it went out a little bit later, so I apologize for that, but it was an epic read, and I was really tired. And I was getting over the moon for your premiere invite. 100% deserve. Enjoy every second. And those storyboards, whoa, mind blown. Oh, and by the way, I totally buy the audiobook of your JL2 and read. Wow, well, well, thank you, sir, very much. That was very kind of you to say that, Carlos. I wasn't sure if I was clear enough or what. I didn't get to listen to myself. Congratulations, Chris. Looks like I should have been more consistent and frequent with making videos. Yeah. No, I don't like. I'm really happy to have gotten that invite. I really do. And I didn't expect that or even was asking for it. You know, I was just as happy to watch it on March 18th. But I'm still taken aback and still happy that I got it and pretty stoked about that. Yeah. Congrats on the screening. Well deserved, Chris. I think Zack let this leak because it's not going to be the same movies anymore. He's going to have to tweak it now. But I think the core story can still stay intact. I hope you get them because this is mega fucking epic. Up there with Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. You get the picture. Yeah, no, I absolutely just on this show, it's definitely different. He said it himself. It's different. It's not the same. Congrats, Chris. Well deserved. I hope if it is everything we've all wanted and more. Enjoy your screening. The hype around Zack Snyder's Justice League is nuts, and these storyboards are just wow. Chris, I've followed your journey for years, from tinfoil to interview and now the premiere. I'm so proud and sharing your joy. You truly deserve this, brother. Well, thank you so much, Jim Alley. I appreciate it. Hooray. Congrats, Chris. Does that mean you're going to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League on 15 March? Yes. You earned it after years of drumming Snyder cut into my ears. Yeah. Thanks for not being annoyed by that. And then continuing on for everybody who stayed on and all the new subscribers as well. With due respect to Zack, I feel that it would be out of Lois's character that was developed in Man of Steel and BVS to start a relationship not long after Clark's passing with none other than Bruce, the man who almost stabbed Clark to death. Lois is strong and her loyalty to Clark wouldn't be so easily wavered. And yeah, I don't even know if that's in there anymore. That may have been gone already. You know, this is a new type of Justice League story now, and that may not actually even be part of that thing. I mean, we'll find out within Zack Snyder Justice League if they even had a relationship or not, if they even interact. Good day, Chris. Chris, congratulations on your early invitation to Zack Snyder Justice League. Well, truly appreciate it, Frank Dabrowski. First, congrats on the early screening. I've been watching you since you started your channel. All the fight, emotion, and tinfoil hat moments you deserve wholeheartedly. Second, these storyboards are something I desperately wanted that I didn't even know until now. Warner Brothers didn't just shoot themselves in the foot. They straight took a machete to both their legs. Fuck! Love your content. Keep it up, man. Thanks, Cody. Hey, Chris G, what a day. Your reaction at the start of the video pretty much summed up all of her reactions throughout the day. It's so heartwarming to see Zack's name everywhere, and the hype for the movie is absolutely insane. This is history getting rewritten. Reading storyboards just freaking blew my mind, Chris. If you're someone who has read those JL comics, watched those animated shows, movies, played the Injustice games, and ever thought to yourself, how cool would it be to see something like this in live action? I have. And many times. It just hits you twice as hard. Just the possibility of what could have been. In 2020, man. Like in 2020 would have saw that. You know, it would have ended in 2020 or 2019? 2020? You know, there is a universe out there where Zack got to do those movies just like he wanted. Yeah. And if I ever had an opportunity to jump to a different Earth, that's the one I'm jumping to. I know a lot of people were skeptical about reading these to avoid spoilers, but I totally understand why Zack wanted to put this out. When the movie comes out on March 18th, it will show a lot of people that what happened during the 2017 Justice League was not just a desperate studio's attempt to alter the tone of the movie or replicate Marvel's formula. A lot more stuff was at play, and this idea for the 3 JL movies will further speak to that. When Jason Kilar or the Warner Media exec sees it, much like us, they will also be wondering why this was not pursued. It would definitely show them how things could have been for DC had they stuck with Zack and whatever it is they are trying to do now with the DCU. I'm pretty sure it's never going to be as epic as this. I bet the Warner Media execs have already seen this. I just hope they have the power to do what's necessary. The bell for restoring the Snyderverse has already been rung. Yeah, I really hope they do something. And what frustrates me is that why isn't Warner Media stepping in, AT&T if they can, and why can't they step in to keep this exhibit open? Like, what is Warner Brothers saying to them to, you know, delay the opening of the exhibit? Like, that's just kind of frustrating in itself. Like, it's already out. You know, people have seen it, took shots of it, shared it, read it, you know, YouTube if necessary. Yeah, I don't know. Hi, Chris. Just a few more days. Well, it's like more like a week, but 2 weeks. Less than 2. Was that Darkseid's voice in there, or Desaad or Steppenwolf? Hard to say. I think that was someone said Steppenwolf. I think it was Steppenwolf, maybe. Darkseid's voice in the Batman one. Was that Kal-El, Get Down, or Shazam? I heard it was Get Down. You know, people say Shazam, but if you listen carefully, it says Get Down. So I don't think Shazam is in the movie at all, by the way. That suit has been there since Man of Steel, I believe, and the cutscene for Justice League. Yeah, so I went over that, so that definitely is a different look. That's differently... Like, maybe the one on the right is the same, but the one on the left, there's changed positions, and that Supergirl suit wasn't there. I like that it's more introspective and less triumphant. And no 2 minutes, 50 seconds, that is just a spare emissary suit. That is just the mech armor spacesuits that all Kryptonian scout ships have for exploration. The one on the right? Yeah, the one on the right. But I was talking about the one on the left. Okay, not the replies here. Could it be Cal's Get Down, Scream to Lois, Darkseid enters the chat? Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know whose voice that is, Get Down. I feel like it's somebody else, but, you know, yeah, I'm not sure. When you read my comment and said the word unfortunately, you sounded just like Heath Ledger's Joker. Oh, really? I gotta listen to that. That's interesting. Wow, just wow. This would have blown away Marvel. Hell yeah. We would have been there. Like, we would have caught up to that already. That Supergirl suit reminds me from Jor-El's golden suit when he fights Zod's crew. That's right. And hey, that Kryptonian armor. Oh, I see Lex's armor will be a Kryptonian suit. I love it. Came full circle. Yeah. So that's why I was saying on the right suit, man, that would be something like Lex Luthor could probably get his hands on, and that could be a suit. I thought the word being yelled sounded like Shazam. I'm probably wrong, like always, but what does it sound like to me? What about you, Chris? So I heard Get Down, and then when you go on let me see. Where was that at? Zack Snyder put it out. So I think you can hear it. I think you can have almost 1 million followers. So guys, please share stuff. Let me see. Does this have? This doesn't have any. I heard Get Down. Get Down. And it actually sounds like Ray Fisher. Now it sounds like Ray Fisher. He said Get Down. And someone had a video where they had subtitles, so they were able to see the subtitles, and it says Get Down. It says someone says Get Down. So, insurmountable odds. Oh, okay. So I put out a little community post. I forgot. And it was that gif of him looking at something. So I was wondering, what do you think he was looking at? Warner Brothers, Emmerich, Whedon, Sujihara, choice that did Mustache Case. Funny answers, man. These are funny answers. Interesting how Martha is commenting to Lois about the world mourning Clark. I'd say it's a perfect thing for John Jones to talk with Lois about. No, maybe. One thing I find especially interesting, no Lois quote in the Soups trailer, "We do this together," would be great line for her, but we know that's a Diana line. Now some genius snark that it's because she's with Bruce, but she ain't in the Netflix trailer either. That's hilarious. I'll come for my great prize. Yes. Louvre is Louvre is pronounced Louvre. Louvre. Thank you. Appreciate it. Congrats, Chris, on the premiere screen. We are all with you in spirit. Looking forward to your review. Thank you. Chris, I'm so angry. Warner Bros. Just shut down the Zack Snyder Justice League. Yeah. I was angry this morning. Actually, I was more angry yesterday, but I've kind of calmed down since then. But yeah, we just got to make a lot of noise. We got to make this movie big, man. Yes, the original idea laid out in the synopsis really comes across as not the plan going forward. After all, Zack himself has said that JL2 is mostly nightmare stuff, and there's no nightmare in the synopsis until the end of the proposed JL2. Indeed, the JL2 in the synopsis comes across as a payoff for Luthor asking Slade, shouldn't we have a league of our own? Plus, lest we forget, Dave confirmed with his guy way back that I was proposed was right in the current JL1. Lois gets pregnant at the Kent farmhouse, Clark is the father. By the way, I don't exactly take kindly to Lois lied to you. Doesn't exactly link to Lois we know and love here. So Luthor's involvement with any league of his own will be simplified by a lot. And Lois's relationship with Bruce will not have a pregnancy, even if she does return his feelings, however, briefly. Still, one thing is clear. So much of the rest of that storyline can be preserved in some fashion, including baby Bruce Kent taking the mantle of a man who saved his mom and him. Yeah, so I like you're mentioning, there could be a lot of those changes indeed. They're looking at Zack Snyder, who's the cameraman. Is this a good shot, Zack? Should I look this way? Should I? No. Sorry I'm late to the comments. Was watching that teaser for the 150th time. Hey, Chris, how does someone get an invite to Zack Snyder's Justice League virtual premiere? I've been a supporter of the movement since day one and contributed to every trending event like crazy. It's not a big deal to see it 3 days early, but is there a way to apply somewhere? How else would HBO get people's email addresses? I'm excited to watch the film regardless, though it'd be awesome to attend the virtual premiere. I have no idea. And honestly, I just got an email landed to me, and I'm wondering, I don't know who. I'm wondering if it's like Zack had a list of names or something. I don't know. So, but yeah, I'm just grateful to have gotten it. And people are still getting it today. So it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel kind of guilty knowing what part 2, 3 we are going to be now. Do you feel like we spoiled the Snyderverse, or will it be changed if he makes a part 2 and 3? It will be changed, and that was the focus of this video. In fact, Zack Snyder himself said it earlier in this video that it's definitely not going to be the same. Maybe some of the backbone of it is going to be the same, but there's a lot of that content is going to be different now. That's just something they did years ago. Holy wow! I was picturing it all. Warner Brother is afraid of success. I think they're afraid to be risk takers, you know. But if you can't be successful if you don't take risks sometimes, right? I'll say it is either Steppenwolf or the big bad Darkseid and his gang of demons coming through. Bombastic thing, you know that thing, you know, the boom tube. Hey Chris, did you hear Shazam voice in there? No. If go back right as Superman is looking at his iconic hero, you hear the voice of Shazam saying Shazam. I don't know if he was turning back as Billy or becoming Shazam, but that was cool. Go back, check it out. I thought it was cool. It was before Superman. No, actually it said get down, and I just played it earlier. It does really much sound like get down, and it sounds like Ray Fisher saying get down. Probably when he shoots lasers and he's telling everybody get down, you know, in the Memorial Park sequence. All right, well, that is it. Oh, thank you so much for putting down your members' comments and questions. Thank you, members. And yeah, tomorrow, I can't wait. Let's get that new teaser. Oh, what's that going to happen? You know, every day is like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I swear to God. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time on Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, the teaser. Yeah, reaction teaser. Yeah. Okay.